Hello and welcome to Perazim Roundtable. We are joined here with our amazing 5 curators from the past. We're going to go diving into their life and see where they are now. So if everybody here wants to introduce themselves, we're going to start with you, beautiful lady.
Hi, I'm Liyah. I'm a singer-songwriter and a producer.
Excellent.
Hey, I'm Steph, and I'm a fashion designer and entrepreneur.
Hi, I'm Bethan. I'm a graphic designer, stylist, and the founder of a magazine called Hygin.
Hey, I'm Mohammed Ali. I don't box anyway. But I'm popularly known as Maka. I play basketball and I own Life of Footballer clothing brand.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Bibi. I act and I write.
Excellent. And I'm Adwoa, your host for today. And we're just going to continue to talk about where our creators have been when they last joined us with Perazim. So I'm going to start with you, beautiful Liyah. Okay? Let us know who you are and what you do in a bit more detail.
Okay, so my journey with music started from a young age. My uncle, he got me into music. He was in Bob Marley and the Wailers, so he was in, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna sit properly, sit right. So here, yeah.
He used to make me write, to play the piano and keyboards. So that's where it started. And then I went to the Brit School for 4 years, and that's where I kind of learned kind of like music production. That's where I kind of picked those skills up.
Okay.
I went to uni, did my uni degree. In that time, I dropped my first project and threw a album party, release party for that. Then I went to uni, doing my masters, and that's where I met my management team now. And now I'm just doing the music, really.
Fantastic. I'm actually blown away by that information, but I'll just keep my cool and just respect the grind. Steph.
Yeah, so I'm a fashion designer. I grew up in a very creative household, parents creative, siblings creative.
Yeah.
Just had a passion to do, started doing a clothing line from like my teenage years into my early 20s. Was inspired by some of the, especially with music and some of the entrepreneurs for music like Russell Simmons, Jay-Z and Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever you want to call them, and looked at them as businessmen, and look up to them as entrepreneurs, and so and then on top of that, look at people in the industry and sort of merge that together. Yeah. And said, I'm going to start a clothing line. Came up just like any fashion designer or most fashion designers, you come up with so many different names.
Of course.
And this one stuck, and that's how Cross Generation was born in 2016. I'm creative, so I was able to design a website and design clothing, and then just did my thing on Instagram and social media, and it just took off from there.
And we're here today. We're still growing, which is amazing.
5 years in.
Exactly. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
In a 5 years.
That's right.
Excellent. Yeah. Bethan, my dear.
So yeah, like Steph, I grew up in a very creative household. All my family are they're very creative. So I studied graphic design when I was at uni, and it was a fashion-based uni. So I got a lot of my inspiration from through fashion at uni.
What uni was that? Because people out there wanna
University
get
for the
to
Creative Arts. It's in Surrey in Epsom. It's a really good uni actually. It's quite small, but yeah.
They should pay for saying that.
Literally,
of course.
Probably my Pete. Trust me, wipe it off. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so I once I graduated uni, I was just working as a graphic designer, but I kind of felt like I needed a bit of a purpose in life.
Yeah.
And obviously having that passion for fashion as well. Having that passion for fashion as well, I decided to create my own brand. Yeah. My own platform to put my stuff on there, which was called Hygin. So at the time, it was just an online platform for me and my friends to post our stuff. But as time went on, loads of people wanted to start submitting things or collaborating and working with us. And yeah, it's basically grown into an actual magazine. So we're releasing our second issue next month, which is exciting. So yes, it's been a journey. It's been
well done to you.
Thank you. So yeah, that's
excellent.
it, really.
That's so nice.
Thank you.
Oh, me, well, my story...
It sounds like it's a long one.
I'm not going to keep you here anyway.
We're
the
here
first
for
thing
it.
I want to say is, I want people to know is, I've only been in England for like 16 months.
Okay.
All my life.
Serious?
I came from Sierra Leone. I lived there 29 years before coming here. So I'm literally a newbie, but my eyes are as wide as open. I know what I want, but that's just the first thing. So my own creative, my own creative journey started back in Sierra Leone. I started playing for the national team, Sierra Leone national basketball team at 19 since I was in uni. Played for over 8 years with the team, and in 2019 there was this reality TV show called The Big Brother Housemaid Sierra Leone, just like the Big Brother UK and other countries.
Yeah.
So I was among the people who went in there. I was there for like 6 weeks, even though I didn't win the show, but it started there. So my brand, Life of a Baller, started as a hashtag. Any picture I take on Facebook or Instagram, I just hashtag Life of a Baller.
Wow.
And then in the house, when I came out, I realized it's not just about winning the show. Even if you don't win, you have to find a way to connect with your fans and keep
100%.
it going. So I drew this logo in the house when I was in there. I got inspired, and I'm like, let me just switch it up. So I started with just basketball, and then I realized people like football, so let me blend both of them and make a logo. And then I did that. I started with 5 t-shirts in Sierra Leone, took pictures of myself, and then people went mad for it. They wanted it. So it became a brand, and I started selling hundreds to thousands. I sold literally to everyone in Sierra Leone there. So I'm like, you know what, I'm done with this place. Let me go to England. So I got the opportunity to come.
You crossed the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got the opportunity to come in England. I'm like, okay, let me jump on it. And I started it here with 20 t-shirts, about £200, which is like...
Can you say that again so the camera can, really catch that?
I started with 20 t-shirts,
20.
which is about £200. This was basically in August. And from
August when?
This August, that's not 2020?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, 2020 August with 20 t-shirts. Okay. And I can proudly say that I've sold over 500 hoodies and sweatsuits and caps all over the UK. So from £200 now we're turning over thousands, and I did all this obviously with the support of the fans and the customers, but I literally did it by myself. I don't have any team here that I'm working with. It's just me and the people who are basically manufacturing the gears. That's just it. So with Perazim, it's like a blessing.
Fantastic.
That's just my
beautiful. Yeah, really
Sorry
nice.
for taking your time.
No, we want to hear it. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Bibi.
Oh, stop. I don't know if I can go after that. I'm just going to... Okay, my story is really not as interesting.
No, go for it.
Oh, God. I always wanted to be an actor since I was a kid. I think everyone thought it was kind of like a phase that I never really grew out of. So, I just did that when I was young. I stopped during school because my attendance was down and they were kind of threatening to kick me out. That's my sob story. And then after that, I just kind of carried on and didn't stop. And then last year, I started to kind of write a bit. So I've now started to open all these avenues to myself and stop being like, well, I just want to act. I do like writing now, and I think maybe in the future to start writing for other actors and give them characters and roles and stuff like that. And also create really amazing roles for women, because, I mean, there are more coming out now, like, really three-dimensional characters for women, but still, I feel like there's still such a massive gap.
Yes.
So many of the male roles are really, still kind of more interesting.
Yeah.
Give these to women as well.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I think that's a big goal of mine that I want to do.
And you will get there, Bibi, for sure. Now, so the pandemic has been so... you know what? It hasn't been. I was going to say it has been a hindrance, but not totally. Okay, it hasn't been a total hindrance. People are still selling. People are still doing what they can do to a certain degree. But how has it affected you, all of you here? Anyone can go at random. There's no pick here. At random, how has the pandemic affected you? It could be a good thing or a bad way.
I would say for me it was in a good way, because it kind of gave me that leap to just do what I wanted to do. Because before the pandemic, I was working full time as a graphic designer and doing things on the side.
Okay.
But like being in the pandemic, it kind of forced me to put this at the forefront and make it a career and not just a hobby.
Yeah.
So I would say it's definitely helped in that way. Like everything's a lot more concentrated. You know, you can't do anything. So people are always on social media. Like you can't go out. You couldn't, you know, go to clubs. You couldn't go out to eat, things like that. So for me, being able to use social media to push my brand more, it helped during the pandemic. So I would say it was good for me.
Just piggybacking off that point, I think it was really good for, like, I've got loads of creative friends. So I've got people that were like kind of in their prime just before the pandemic, people that are just waiting for their, and I find that all the ones that were just on waiting just for that little bit of just time to put in it are doing great. I'm not saying that the ones before wasn't, but they were finding it a bit more difficult because they were already at the points that they needed to be, and their whole world kind of stopped, and it kind of like allowed us to kind of like catch up in a way. But I think it's like a reset, just thinking like what is your purpose and what is important to you.
I strongly believe that this pandemic has literally, I guess, forced people to do something. The weak, I won't say the word weak-minded, but the ones who are very like, I just can't be bothered, you know, I'll do it later. There is no more do it later. In my culture, it's a case of you do it later, you'll keep on saying it, and next thing you know, the world is done. So it's a case of do it now, and I think it has forced people to push to do something new, even to learn to cook. You know, it's a common little thing that, you know, everyone should have it, whether male or female. So it may not have helped everyone else, but for the most part, I'm sure it might have triggered a mind. I've been at home for a while, I haven't got a job. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can learn to start reading. Maybe I can start to exercise. It would have done something to everybody.
Just
so I feel like
being comfortable with just yourself as well.
I think what it is like, especially living in London, you know, everything's so fast paced. You need to keep up. So like, you know, if people are always working, people 9 to 5, they're just non-stop. But then with the pandemic, obviously a lot of people started working from home. They had a lot more free time. And it just kind of allowed everyone to just, you know, sit there and just think, okay, what do I like doing? And so many businesses came about during the lockdown as well. So I think it was definitely, like you said, a reset. So for a lot of people.
I agree with what, you know, with what everyone's saying so far. For me, I was in 2019. I was somebody who I would consider that I was kind of on a high. I was on the high at the time. I was doing a bunch of events, and I did my own event at the beginning of 2020. I noticed in Ghana.
Okay, yes.
And so
let us, before you go any further, please let us. Can you explain the whole Ghana build up to that, please, to the event, please? Because we would like to know, for those who want to know about how to start things at least abroad, because financially it may not be easy for others. Give us your brief tips and tricks to get to that point, especially doing an event abroad.
And I mean, for me, I'm partly from Ghana as well, so I was able to go there and talk to the people and wear my own stuff over there and stuff like that. And in Ghana, I don't think, you know, they don't really have. Well, at the time when I was going there, I know there's some emerging brands now, but when I was going there was no streetwear clothing brand. It was just like a lot of traditional clothing, or just your basic jeans and t-shirt type of clothing over there. It wasn't a lot of clothing brands that were like, you know, like what we wear in the UK or America or whatever. So when I went there and I wore some of the stuff that I make, they were.
That I make.
I mean, just you know, just like my guy over here, you know, he does most of it himself as well. You know, I was able to. A lot of people came up to me, like in the shopping centres, especially, were like, "Oh, like we don't have this over here. You know, we would like someone to maybe invest." And they were talking about other brands that really you trust doing, you know, bringing their business to Africa as well. So when I heard a lot about that, I was like, it just sparked something in my brain to say, you know what, bring your stuff, bring your clothes in here, and like come and make stuff for your people, like people who
they need you.
Yeah, need me.
They need me.
And I've grown up in Ghana for 3 years of my life as well, so it's like I always felt like at home in Ghana, especially. So just the build up of that event was just crazy. Like, I live here, I don't live in Ghana, so it's like trusting people to make sure they get things done on time.
Yeah.
Not really have enough control in terms of like making sure, if you need to buy something, you have to wait for someone to actually have time to go and buy it for you, send in money, all of that stuff. You don't know if you have to try and like make sure you have to manage your money as well, because again, I live over here. But you just have to be really patient.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of time, a lot of stressful moments.
Was it easy finding a location, or was it a bit tricky? Because I can only imagine doing an event in a different country altogether.
Yeah. It was definitely, but luckily for me, the area I did it was in the area that I grew up in when I did live in Ghana, so I was quite familiar with the area. Cause I wanted to bring it to a place where I was more basically familiar with.
Yeah.
So I brought it there, but the event was stressful. Everything was stressful. I just remember a lot of stress, but at the end of the day, it was rewarding.
Yeah.
And I just remember just doing the event and just seeing how everything just played out, and I just let it just go and just flow the way how it's supposed to, and it just did what
left
it did.
it in God's hands.
Exactly.
Literally, and it did its thing.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
But in terms of the pandemic, like I came back, as I said, I felt I was on a high. The pandemic just knocked you back a little bit for about a month or two, but you just have to find you realize, like obviously I work a 9 to 5 as well, but you realize you have a lot of time in your hands as well.
Yeah.
And then I just used that to the best of my advantage, and I've just been creating an amazing collection right now that I feel like it's coming out very soon.
I'm
really proud of it. But that's thanking the pandemic for giving me enough energy, enough time to create something, and that's I'm sure everyone feels kind of the same.
Yes, for sure. Anyone else want to add anything?
I would say the pandemic has obviously its advantages and disadvantages. For me, it gave me a wake-up call, because it gave me lots of time to really think and know exactly what I wanted to do. It gave me time as well to search for, because the first people I saw on Instagram and I started ordering t-shirts from, they took my money and I never saw any t-shirts, nothing. That's about £300. I never saw anything.
Oh my gosh.
So I sent my money somewhere that I don't even know. So I realized, I started the search as well. So what that helps me to do is actually travel to find the people. I realized, let me put X on people who I just talked to that I don't know their addresses and stuff. So I looked for places or companies that have an address. So I walked into their companies and saw, face to face. I saw the stuff they do, so I got comfortable, but at the end of the day, it was really tough selling your stuff during the pandemic, especially urban wears, because people are not going anywhere. So I would say most of my customers, they bought their stuff and wearing it at home. But it all comes to you being the reflection of your brand as well. Because every other day when I'm at home, I play basketball normally every day that I'm free. I take my ball and the videos, I dunk. I like to dunk. You understand? That's
Maka
one of my
Jordan,
specialties. So if you see the brand here, it's got Maka Donka. The Donka is basically, the Maka Donka is my nickname, is my signature. So that's what I do. I show people every day, listen, with life of a baller, this is the life you have to live. Wake up early in the morning, exercise, go play basketball, take a walk. Don't feel as if, there's no life anymore because of pandemic or lockdown. So I was able to push that to them. And some people, I see you take a picture with something else, I'll ask you, why are you not wearing life of a baller? You're supposed to be balling. So I literally was forcing my stuff to people that reach out. I don't mind asking, I can ask you 10 times, you still haven't bought this thing here, what are you waiting for? So even if you feel embarrassed,
is heavy,
I will push you, I will tell you to get some. So that's just my own, how pandemic affected me. So it's just a few ups and downs, but it was a good thing for me, to be honest, because it gave me that wake-up call.
Excellent. Okay, so in creativity, or just creativity in itself, I'm going to change the question up a little bit. what is the importance of being unique in your own craft? Because we got two, designers here. What can you do, and what is the importance of making your brand more creative and unique than someone else's?
I feel like your brand has to tell a story. If you got two designers, I feel like we can both speak about this as well. I feel like everyone's got creative ability. I feel like everyone can talk, but your brand tells a story. Your brand tells like you are who your brand. I mean, I'm not wearing my brand at the moment because I've finished doing something else, but but at the same time, if I was wearing it, I think you'll see how I wear my brand the same way how how Michael Duncan's wearing this, how he's wearing his brand. He's very proud of it. He's throwing his arms. You can see like when you see how he's telling the story. You
see
can
the passion behind it.
You see the passion behind it. He knows he's articulating articulating it quite well. So people understand it, but when you see cross generation, it just tells you it's the lifestyle. Right? At the end of the day, we are a cross between different generations.
Okay, we have to just can you say that again, please? You just have to put that in there. The cross generation. Yeah, we are cross between.
We are a cross between different generations. So we like to cater to anyone. And I feel like my clothing looks good on everybody. Whether you're old or young, I don't care. I make it for you. Doesn't just because you might see a hoodie, don't mean an older person can't wear a hoodie. Like you can wear a hoodie if you want to, just how you feel. So it's just a story, really.
Yes, for sure. In regards to the acting world, my dear, there are so many actors out there. There's so many I can think of, but how do you stand out? Because there's so many people that are trying to be the best. Remember those lines and act a certain way, because every actor's got their own twang, everyone's got their own style of how they act. How do you stay on top of the game? Like how do you Bibi do it?
Oh, I think it's so easy to feel like you're just getting lost amongst
the whole crowd,
a sea
exactly.
Of big and also you see so many really talented people who don't have the same chances as other people, or maybe don't even work as hard as they should because they feel entitled because they're talented.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is really making relationships with people and making friendships. Because the second I started doing sort of really trying to help other people and sort of, I know that sounds really cheesy, but trying to get another person a job that you're working on and not kind of hoarding them for yourself, because there is enough to go around.
Exactly.
And realising that you can be generous with it, and then it also, you make friendships and you start creating more jobs for yourself. So friends that I've made, we're like, well, let's make a film together and let's do a theatre production. And then, you kind of start to stand out because you find your voice and your people. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like that. So I don't think in a whole this pandemic has been all that bad. There has been a lot of people that have left us, sadly enough, but on the flip side it has been quite amazing, I have to say, and I'm sure everyone obviously here agrees with that. We can't just say it's just been all bad all the time. It has been good times, and I'm just grateful that we are all sitting here, we're all alive, we're still breathing, we're still doing what we do best.
It's a blessing. I don't know if this question is still up. I just wanted to add a bit to what he said.
No, go for it.
Regarding the, what makes you like, how do you do your thing being unique from other people?
Exactly.
As he said, what he calls, you have to tell your story at basically like my own brand. There's a saying that I've got that goes with it. It says it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. So basically, you've got to sell the lifestyle to people, and that lifestyle has to be basically what you do. In other words, because you are your brand, you've got to represent. I cannot be a baller selling life of a baller, a basketball player, and I'm not doing no exercises. I'm not playing basketball. I'm just basically, I'm just eating a lot of food every day, or just drinking every day, not living a healthy lifestyle. So I always, you know what I mean? I always push what I do. And most people were hesitant about, they were saying, no, life of a baller is just for who plays basketball or football, it's just sports.
Yeah.
And the real definition of a baller literally is someone who strives to make things happen, who pushes for success.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? Like a hungry person who wants to make it in life, not necessarily a basketball player or a sports person. You know, so that's what I push. I try to define what a baller means. So if you right now, you're sitting here killing it on TV, you're a baller. You're balling in your own field.
Okay.
She's an actor. She's balling. She's a baller. So every one of us literally is balling in their own different
in a way.
fields.
Yes.
What I
So
would
for
say
me,
is
that's the
it's
uniqueness.
important to find out who you are, though, because you can't live your truth if you don't know what you stand for, what your brand stands for. Because a lot of people, whether it's fashion, whether they're acting, whether they're music, like in the creative field, that are selling a brand that's not who they are, and I feel that that's when you get caught up with not being unique.
Exactly.
And people will see
yourself.
it quickly.
Yeah.
They will see it quickly.
100%.
As well.
I think also you need to kind of find your niche.
Niche, yeah.
So like
That's the word.
when you find your niche, you'll be able, because even with my brand with Hosey, and you know, like even the name is very controversial, and you know, like actually the creatives that approach, like it's a different niche to like maybe say Guap Mag or even this man. Do you know what I mean? So it's always about finding your niche and knowing who your target audience is, and that will definitely help a lot as well. And that makes you unique.
For sure. I like that. So in the society that we live in, you know, there's so many backlash at whatever you do. You know, no matter what you do, you can post a picture of yourself with makeup or no makeup, and you still get someone be like, oh, she doesn't look nice anyway, or he doesn't look good anyway, he's got no hair on his face, he's got this with it. You know, there's going to be so many things people are going to say about you regardless. So individually, I want everyone to say something for this one. What would you change in the industry that you work in? Anything that's negative, and obviously comment something that's good about it. So we're going to start with the negative. Say something basically that you would change that is negative in the industry you work in. Yeah. I'll start with you. Bibi.
So ready. Well, kind of what I touched on before, I really changed the sexism of the acting industry. I hate it so much. And I kind of, you know, I feel like now I kind of preach about it so much because it's just so like oppressing, and you know the way women are treated, some men as well, like the way, but I mean, because I'm a woman, I've only seen it from my perspective, and it's so shocking, like the way, like the patronizing, the sexualization that goes on, the way that, you know, these directors who are usually male, and most men work behind the camera as well, the way they kind of feel like they own women, and the audition process, and it's so twisted, and so I'm really, that's like such a big thing that I think everyone in the acting world need to like really work towards.
Duncan, what about yourself in your industry?
Well, unfortunately, the one thing I would like to change, I doubt if that will ever be changed, really, is about supporting each other when it comes to doing business. That support, especially you expecting it from people that are really close to you, because sometimes that's the hard part. The people that are closest to you, the people who watch your statuses every day or your pictures every day, they're not the ones who will be buying your clothes. In fact, they're the ones who will be saying other stuff. For example, the basketball team I play for, which is the Bromley Fury, the borough team, there's one guy there who likes to wear my jumpers every day when we go on training. He wears it.
Oh, wow.
So somebody who I know from my country basically kept saying, oh, why does this guy wear this every day? Doesn't he does not have other clothes? But he didn't buy, you understand? So it's just that thing for me about supporting, because I believe in, like, when we support each other, that's the only way up, that's the only way we grow.
Sure.
So if I buy your stuff, you come with yours, I support you as well.
Yes.
You understand? And supporting does not necessarily mean financial support for me to buy your stuff only. It could also mean, you know, me telling you congratulations on any win or anything. So that's just the difficulty for me about knowing not everyone will support you. I wish I can change that, because it will help other people, or everyone will grow. But I don't think everyone knows that. So that's just the part that I would like to change if I would, but fortunately no.
Okay. What about you, Bethan?
I would say, like Bibi was saying, the sexism, but also I would say the racism especially institutional racism in the creative industry. It's really hard. Like I haven't had many personal experiences, but I know a lot of people that have, and from hearing the certain things that they tell me, it's shocking that this even happens still in 2021. Like, you know what I mean? Even with the whole Black Lives Matter thing that happened last year, and you have to think, okay, but all of these companies that are putting up the black square, but what have they actually done? Nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard, but at the end of the day, just that's one thing for me that I'm trying to change within my brand. You know, putting like black people, people of colour, marginalised groups in the forefront of the creative industry, because it hasn't been like that ever. So, you know, that's one thing that I would say I would love to change.
Excellent. What about you, Steph?
Yeah, I'll kind of go off the back of racism as well. That's something that I had in my mind as well. Because if you look across generation, we are cross between just different generations, but we're also as a black male and a black man, as a proud black man myself. You know, when I first started, I saw a lot of big clothing brands didn't show a lot of people that look like me. So I said, okay, cool. If I'm gonna have my own clothing brand, I'm gonna show a lot of people that look like myself as well.
Excellent.
But at the same time, I'm very happy to work with everybody, and that's what it's about. It needs to be about having anyone, no matter what age you are, no matter what colour you are, no matter what size, you know, what you believe in, whatever. Let's just all come together. That's what I feel like the industry should be about, because we are creative, and once we all come together, you'll see it. The fact, you know, I think it'll be a big explosion, be something so beautiful if everyone comes together.
For sure, I totally agree. And what about yourself in your industry, Liyah?
I think, like in the music industry, I think it's very gatekept, and I think that's the thing. And it's not, for me, like I've got to say this, like I'm not looking for a handout, I'm looking for a hand up. Do you get what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
And it's like, I was speaking my truth. I know people personally that are doing very well in the music industry, and it takes one thing to maybe repost a new song that I would post out, and it would help me just across the medium, like 100%. So when I'm in that spot to do that with other people, that's something I want to do, because I think when people understand that there's enough of the pie to go around for everybody else, the fact that people are trying to tell you that there isn't is the reason why we're in this situation now. Do you know what? So it's like there might be loads of people singing, but that doesn't eliminate competition. There's always going to be competition, but there's enough money, there's enough happiness, there's enough fans for everybody to win.
Exactly.
Everyone to win.
Exactly. I had a brief discussion with a group of my friends, and we were talking about something really interestingly funny, just random, just backing off what you said. You know, everybody can be singers, everybody can be cooks, and the one food that we were talking about was jollof rice. I'm just putting it out there, I'm doing it. And it was a case of whose jollof rice was the best, and it was a case of between Ghanaians and Nigerians. Don't say no. Just let me ease in a bit.
Try Sierra Leone jollof though.
Well, your country came up as well, but you know no. To be fair, jollof rice is good. I'll give it to you. Okay, Bibi, jollof rice, if you don't know,
you would see me like lost, like
it's an African.
Rice,
I'll say it's rice. It's just rice, okay? Okay. Forget the colour what it is. It's just rice, basically.
It's a seasoned rice. That's what we're gonna
put it like that.
Maggi in it.
Yeah, we're gonna say that.
So what's the difference? Why is there an argument?
There's an argument because obviously being Africa, within Africa, the countries within have obviously their own rice, okay? And everyone obviously believes their rice is the best. Well, I think my one is.
You know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You're both.
Are you
Ghana? Yeah, he's both. So
yeah.
Man, you know what? I've never tried to be in these debates, but I grew up mostly with Ghana.
Yeah.
So you're Ghana.
But you know, I'm Jamaican. But still,
it is what it is.
We're siblings.
Yeah. It is what it is. So for me, it depends on the cook. Everyone cooks differently, but we're cooking the same thing. But
someone will eat from each cook. That's what I'm saying.
You know what exactly, and that's basically what it is. So it doesn't matter if you're an actor, a designer, singer, whatever it is. We're all doing the same thing. Okay, so let's support each other, no matter what it is. We're all coming from different angles.
Exactly, yes.
So let's support each other. Now I'm going to dive into the word rejection, because a lot of people go through this in life, whether it's relationship or business deals. How can you guys, advise those who have been through it? I'm not talking about how you guys have been through it, but somebody else, to give them advice how to deal with it.
I would say, you may get rejected from one person, but someone else is there that won't reject you. You need to just wait for your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, just wait for your time, because there's someone that believes in your brand and they will, want to go with it. They would want to invest in you. So that's what I would say.
I feel like people should seek out rejection, run towards
okay.
it.
Let's hear what you got to say about that. Seek it.
Yes, really put yourself out there so much. It's impossible to not get rejected. So, and the more
see it in a different angle. Okay, carry on.
And the more you the more you deal with it, the tougher your skin gets, and the more it kind of just rolls off you to a point where you've actually succeeded so much, but you've been focusing on the rejection. So you're kind of like, oh wait, there were so many people that said yes to me along the way. I worked in a call centre for 2 years. I tell everyone this. It was horrible. I still have PTSD from it. But,
okay.
Obviously, I was selling life insurance, so it was call after call and rejection after rejection, people telling me to F off and screaming at me.
And these people.
Don't call my phone.
Have you been in an accident in the past 10 years?
Yeah,
I had one on the way. I was like, Nick, thank you.
That was me. I made that call. So weird. But yeah, it was basically just at first you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they said that. And then after 2 years, you're just like, oh my god, you could say whatever you want to me, and I really don't care. And so I really think
still
just
this coin.
I got my paycheck. So So I say just go out there, get as much rejection as possible to the point where you're immune to it.
I think as well, loads of sayings fly around in my house, but my brother, he's the one that has all the most, and he keeps, I won't swear, but he says basically keep throwing poo at the wall until it sticks. Just keep throwing it. And I didn't understand it until I realised when you sit in positions like this now and be like, okay, well, what was I doing a year ago? What was I doing 2 years ago? When everybody said no, but I'm still sitting here now. So it's everything that you do, even if you don't reap the benefits of it in this moment, this second, next year, it's putting you in places that you wouldn't even imagine.
I received that all the way.
Exactly.
You've got loads of poo in your wall.
I've got loads of poo on my wall. I'm still throwing literally. I like until you
that.
can paint a little pretty picture out of it.
That's quite a gross image in my head, but you know what I mean.
10 1,000.
Rejection, though, for me, I would say use rejection as basically a stepping stone to earn exactly what you deserve. Because every rejection that comes your way is not for you. I believe that. Maybe that rejection is creating, a way for you to get exactly what you deserve, not what you exactly want. Because sometimes the things you run after is not things that you really deserve. They're just the smaller things. So for me, I love rejection. I enjoy it. It's like looking for a job.
Wow.
I use it as an energy because I want to prove a point. So to anyone out there who's been rejected, use that as a way to... Can you say that
to the camera? Can see that, please? Thank you.
So everyone who's been rejected, use those rejection or that particular rejection as basically a motivation to go after what you really deserve. Because it's like me calling for a job. When I came to England, I was at home for a month or two, no job. And I realized, what am I really doing? I need to work. Then I started going online, calling companies. I apply for 30 jobs a day online. I keep calling them. I realize sending emails sometimes it delays you. So I went on Google, searched for the companies that I wanted, and started calling them.
I want to hear your voice, real voice.
Yeah, hello,
excuse
me, I'm Mohammed Ali, I'm from Sierra Leone, I really want to work. Do you have anything open right now? They say, sorry. I say, okay, no problem, please. If you have anything, let me know. Thank you. You understand? I made like I can make like 20 phone calls in a day, but come on, you cannot tell me I can't get one phone call.
Yes.
You understand? There must be one. So every no, you understand, I'm not worried. I focus on
at
the
one
yes.
phone call and said, okay, I'm not going to call this next company, and that company was going to be the company.
Sometimes, I'll tell you something, sometimes I call the same companies like 4 or 5 times every day, the same companies that said no.
Oh wow!
I call you again. Hello, this is Mohammed. Oh, you're the guy yesterday we spoke to. I say, yeah. I still don't have a job, you know. Sometimes I try, because I worked security when I came. You understand? I did the SI course. I never done security in my life. I used to work in a nice office back home, but when I came here, I used to work. I worked in security, standing for 12 hours.
Wow!
You understand? So I called these people. I said, listen. I'm a security guard, I want to work. So what I did, I bought the security uniform, like just the black stuff, all black with the boots, without no job. I put the badge on my, and I took a picture. I asked people to take me a picture standing like this.
Fantastic.
So what I do, I send you a WhatsApp, you the employer, send me your number.
This
is how I will look in your door or your company. Trust me, I got a job from that.
The confidence.
One of them said, oh, this looks really nice. I said,
need.
I need can you like be my life coach?
My mentor.
Honestly, I got a job from doing that. I sent all my WhatsApp, all those security pictures with the badge to all the employers that I wanted. And one of them said, oh, you look nice in the security uniform. I said, this is how I will look standing on your door. Your company.
I
got the job. And I will make sure I pump my muscles. Even if I have to do push-ups before the picture. But don't ever see rejection as a way for you. That's it. That's just my advice to everyone.
I should record all of that on my phone. Listen to every night.
Sit with you and just hear your whole life story.
It's just mad. Because
it's tough,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm someone, I struggle with rejection. Like literally, if I was to get rejected from like something, I would never do it again. Like I will. That's why in terms of like design and stuff, it's been really rocky. So like when I first was in working full time, and you know, like not everyone has the same taste as you when it comes to designing things. I'll design it. If my boss was like, yeah, could you change this and this? I would literally just be like, okay, I don't want to do this project anymore. I had to learn to just be like, you know what, take this constructive criticism, use it, apply it, and just
hard
move on.
When it's your baby, like it's your
That's the
baby.
thing, yeah.
Like,
so like,
that,
because like even with my magazine, like I've found it so hard to like let other people, you know, tell me how to do it.
Run it basically.
Yeah, because like I have a team. Like I was telling Kevin, like, I have a team, and I still basically do the majority of the stuff myself because I just don't want to hear like other opinions sometimes, or like I feel like, oh, they're not going to do what I want. But I think I need to just get out of that. Do you know what I mean? Get myself out of that. Get out of my head and just understand that sometimes rejection is good because. I need this confidence. Well. That's what I need because it's
And I think it builds space for like improvement. So like when I first started working with my management team, I'd go in the studio and I'd put down vocals, and I think that's the best stuff. I've done all my Mariah Carey stuff, and then they'll be like, "It's not really got your personality in it." And I'm just thinking, I just spent 4 hours in there, you know. But the next time I used that as my fuel. The next time I went in there, I pushed myself through boundaries. So sometimes it's like we can always do better.
Yeah, do you know what? That's literally my friend would always, anytime I'll do work and I'll show my friend, she's like, that's good, but you can do better. And at first it used to tick me off. But like afterwards I was like, do you know, it's true. Like I can do better. And then I'll always do better. And you know, my work becomes so
sometimes
much
you
better.
don't even know like your what's the word I'm looking for? Your ability in things. Like you it's like, I can design, I can make clothes, I can act, I can sing.
Exactly.
But it's like that's all we're doing. It's like we're not even thinking how can we even be better than who we are 5 minutes ago. Do you get what I mean?
And for you to be better than how you were before, there's something has to change. So if you keep applying for a job and they're not listening to you, or they're not employing you, so you have to think, what didn't I do, or what are other people basically doing that I'm not doing.
Yeah.
So I realized no one sends a WhatsApp picture to an employer. I'm doing it, I don't care. It's not official.
I'm taking that story to the grave.
You understand? So it's like that. So do something different for them to catch, you understand, to get that attention that you basically need, that other people are not getting. It's thousands of people wants the same opportunity that you want.
It's true.
How do you sell yourself? What makes you different?
And how much do you want it?
That's
it.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. Everyone's giving some nice, mind-blowing answers. Honestly, I'm very shocked today. I'm not shocked, but I'm shocked. It's very, very nice, and it's quite pleasing to the ear to hear. Now, moving forward, since everyone has been in the magazine, I just want everyone to just let the crowd know, let us all know what you're doing now. Any new plans ahead, any new projects, any new prospects, any advice? It doesn't have to be a new project. Any advice you want to give to everybody, because I think it's worthy to hear, you know. Steph?
I'm coming up with a new collection in August. Worked really hard in this during the whole pandemic, you know, the first, how many lockdowns we've had. We're working through the whole thing. But at the same time, I've worked really hard in it, but the pandemic has given me a lot of time to, away from my busy life anyway, to just work on this little baby of mine, this collection, which I thought would blow everyone's mind. But I think a quick advice I would like to give a lot of people, because I feel like I was given a lot of advice from a lot of people that were wiser than me and had done it before me. Just keep going. Don't be disheartened. You know, just keep going. Build your confidence every day. Plan your week, plan your day, plan your month, plan your year even, and just make sure you're ticking everything off the list, because a lot of us, we like to procrastinate and say, oh, we're going to do this, and about 6 months will pass by, you won't even do it.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're organised and just get it done.
Yes,
simple.
for sure. Liyah?
I would say it's the transitioning from actually believing in yourself, because I used to say I believed that I can in what I'm doing, but I wasn't actually believing in what I'm doing. So it's like you need to find the action behind saying you believe in something. So it's like, this is my plans and I'm intentional about it. This is what I'm going to do. If that fails, this is my next backup plan. I think once you actually believe you can do anything and like have an action behind it, the world is your oyster. Like there's nothing you can't do.
Yeah, love that. Bethan, any advice or any new projects?
So I would say advice. You know, one thing that I think a lot of creatives need to realise is that the money doesn't come straight away. You know, it takes a while to get to where you want to get to. Like some people will be like, you know what, I want to quit my 9 to 5, become a creative, dive right into it, and then, you know, it doesn't work out for them, and they're like, oh, you know, this is just not going the way I want it to go, and things like that. But you need to understand that you should always have the passion for what you're doing first, and the money will come as you're going along. Like, even with me, the things that I've been doing, I've been like doing it for everything for maybe a good 5 years, like planning, like just deciding where I want to go, like, you know, all of these things. It's not like just one day I snap my fingers and there was success. It takes a while to get there, and even now I'm still on that ladder to success. I'm not there yet, but like, you know, it's going well, but it like I said, it takes a while. Like, people need to understand that you need to, you know, keep working hard, just keep pushing it. And that's what I would say. And you, Mr. Madonka, everyone's favourite, I guess. Everyone's all over Madonka.
New projects is one of the stuff I'm wearing right now. This is, I call it the Life of a Baller Summertime Shine Collection. I want
too many clicks today.
Summertime Shine Collection, and this is just for the male. I've got some for the females as well. I don't know how they call it here. Is it booty shots or something?
Yeah, we got
crop tops.
shorts.
Okay. That's the real summertime shine. They're gonna be really nice, you know. And
you're not wearing them today.
Yeah, so soon, definitely, when they come out, all of you guys gonna, you know,
And he will be telling us 10 times a day.
10 times a day. Why not wearing the pink shorts?
I know you got yours yet. What's going on? But don't worry, you guys are, you know, it's gonna reach to you guys. But, so new project was basically that I'm working on the summer gears and trying to as well look into kid stuff, which is basically I'm planning to see what I can do with the logo as well. It's not changing it, but to look into having something that the kids would like something that cartoon, even if it's to give it some head or something cartoon stuff, you know. So that's just basically what I'm working on for now, for just this summer. Yeah, and advice to people, I would say young people, my advice would be reach out. The first advice is reach out to people. Reach out. Whatever you want, ask for it. Don't wait. I mean, you're not known yet like that. Don't wait till someone comes to you. Reach out. If you see, whether it's a magazine or a newspaper or whatever, hi, my name is this and that, and this is what I want. Can I get this opportunity? You understand, reach out, ask for it, because people are busy, and especially people at the top, they're always busy. They cannot come to you. You have to go to them.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way.
So that's just one of it. And another thing is always basically make sure that you live according to what you're trying to push to people. Like I said that before. Yeah. It has to reflect your lifestyle. Yes. You understand? Let people see that, you're representing yourself or what brand. You sell. That's just what it is. Exactly. So the rest is, I think if you do that, that's what it is. Excellent. Yeah, I'm not gonna say much about that, but that's my advice to young people. Always reach out. That's very important. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. Okay.
And any advice or upcoming projects for you?
Oh, my upcoming project that has just taken over my life has been this one-woman play that I'm doing, which is kind of like leaning on the friendship thing. My cousin is a director, and she one night, kind of end of lockdown-ish last summer, she was like, do you want to do like a 10-minute monologue scratch night thing? And, I'd had a bit to drink, so I went, so I was like, go on. So at like 5 a.m. I was just still kind of drunk, and I thought, let's just like type something out. And then it went well, and then we met kind of more people, like these producers and stuff, and we all kind of banded together and thought, let's just really go for it and put this on. So it's a comedy, and something lighthearted.
Lighthearted, yes, we love that. I'm guessing when you are drunk, the real you just comes out, the creativity, the truth comes out, and clearly,
This is why writers write when they're drunk. No inhibition.
Not selling alcoholism, but
no, we're not doing that.
That's my advice.
We're not doing that. Don't drink, please, guys. Just keep it. So, final question I would like to ask everybody. You don't have to have 3, it could be 2, it could be 1, does it matter? If you had a choice to be with 1 or 2, 3 creatives, who would it be? And why? Briefly. Not anything long, just 2 names.
I would say my top one would be David LaChapelle. He's a photographer, art director, music video producer, and I think it's just like his creativity. He's been doing photos in the industry for years. He's done DMX, he recently did Doja Cat, so he's been like literally through the years, and just seeing his creativity just level up each and every time. Like, it's always something new, and I'm always so intrigued to see what he's got next. And I think I would just love to like unpick his mind, be like, what's going on in there? I want a bit of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's very creative, and I love that.
You love that. Okay. Anyone else? 3, 2, 1. I don't know.
I would love to talk to Carl Kanai. He's done a lot of the hip hop fashion, especially. He was quite popular in the 90s, but that's someone that I looked up to.
So I'm guessing he was part of your inspiration as well.
Big time, yeah. Him. I know he works with like cross colors as well, but But yeah, Karkanai, man, that guy. If you look at some of the pictures he took of like the early pictures of like Diddy and like he was wearing his clothes as well, and like it was like, I think he said something to me on Instagram one time. But anyway, I was so scared. I remember that was so cool. But if you look at some of his early pictures, early collections in the 90s and stuff like that, that was so cool. And like he's still going on. He might not be the most popular clothing brand today in this generation, but he's still doing what he's doing. He's still doing a lot of throwbacks. Still bringing a lot of his old stuff back to the forefront, and I think he's a genius. I want to hear all the stories, everything that he's done, accomplished. Like he's
fantastic.
I think I would sit down and have I'd love to have dinner with Pharrell Williams as well. I think.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, not even down to like. I love his music, but the way how he produces for other artists, I'm just mind blown. And I know that he does some things with like his partner and the Neptunes as well. But it's just like, how?
It's like a lot of songs, and someone will be like, "Oh yeah, this was Pharrell that produced this." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
That's
what the hell?
I heard Pharrell did there was a song called.
He's done like most of Scissor stuff as well.
I'm in my feelings, and then you're just here creating magic.
He's been doing this stuff for a long time.
Rum
Shaker here, I think he done a song called Rum Shaker back in the day. Like
even his own stuff is just amazing, and it's just like I rate producers so much because it's like you can see a vision in somebody else's work and make it come to life.
Fantastic. Yes. And anybody else want to share anything? One or two creatives?
Few people. Well, I would say two people.
Okay.
One person I would love to have a sit with, to be honest, is Les Brown.
Okay.
I feel like he's impacted a lot in my life listening to his videos and in his inspirational, motivational messages and things like that. I'd love to have a sit with him. Another person would be Idris Elba.
I'll just stare at him basically.
I'm a little bit of everything. I feel like Idris as well is a little bit of everything. Raps, I can rap. Comedy, I can switch accents. I'll be like,
whatever you said there.
I can do a little bit of switching accents. And my sister's Jamaican here. Yeah, man, like Wagwan. I go to Nigeria, Ghana. I do a lot of accents.
What can't you do? Maybe we should be having a dinner with you. Yeah?
So I love acting, and what I would say is, anyway, probably she will get me a role. But what I love to say is, I hosted a show with Idris Elba back in Sierra Leone in 2019 because I host most of the big shows in Sierra Leone. So I've been on stage with this guy. I was standing there next to him. I called him up on stage.
Oh, wow.
So what I want now is to basically have an hour with him across the table. So that's a wish, but hopefully it would happen because he's originally from there, from Sierra Leone. So hopefully I get to sit one day.
Fantastic.
That's just it.
And anything?
Oh, mine would be Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Okay.
I really just want to be her friend. So Phoebe, if you're watching,
she wants to be your friend.
New friend, I'll buy you dinner.
Fantastic. I love that. It's a pleasure to meet every single one of you again. You guys are absolutely amazing and talented people in your minds, like in your brain. It's good up there. We love that. I want to say thanks for everybody watching and say God bless and reach for the stars, guys. Ooh.
So in the first lockdown, I had a single called Higher, which was supporting Mind Charity, which is for mental health. And that got picked up by BBC Introducing, which I'm really grateful for. And then I also had a single called Golden come out on the 21st of June, which is about embracing every single day and cherishing loved ones. I'm grateful for my family and friends, all of the support that I've had. I'm also grateful just for coming out the other side at lockdown and, having a good mental health. And shall I start again?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm grateful for my family and friends. Everyone. Hang on. Okay. Shall I start again?
Yep.
I'm grateful for my family and friends, for all of the support that I've had, and just for coming out of the other side after this pandemic. It's been a tough year. So yeah, I'm just really grateful.
Primarily, I'll just say, listen, just research and start. Research and execute. If, for example, I do music, so I would study, I'll spend like maybe 1-2 hours at night, just studying how to maybe EQ vocals better and stuff. But then the following day, I'll spend about 4 or 5 hours to execute that. So that's literally what I'll say. Literally just research, study, and just practice. Literally just keep practicing. So I actually dropped my debut EP. I do music. I dropped my debut EP. I also launched my creative business as well, Excellent Visuals. So that's photography, video, and also graphic design. And yeah, just been busy with church stuff, personal stuff, and yeah, life. Family, number one. Family and friends. I'm also grateful for my church, the current church that I'm at right now. And I was also grateful for opportunities, in this life, just, opportunities to do what I do and just enjoy life.
So I'd say be confident in yourself. Don't worry too much about what other people are doing. Walk in your own lane. Be patient. Those are the three. So confidence, walk in your own lane, be patient.
You need to have self-confidence and always have faith, believing within, and also know that God is with you all the time. Since my last, that was 2018, right, if I can remember. Are we going to use that part, or are you going to cut it? Cut that bit. Yeah, cut that bit, let's just start again. I've been up to learning new skills with the new emerging technology within the graphic design and any creative activity that I'm involved. So I've been also involved with different artists. If you remember, with the last issue when it was out, I mentioned that I was going to be doing a lot of music collaboration, and that's basically what's been happening. And also I had the chance to meet up with one of the biggest Congolese artists, a legend in Africa by the name of Kofi Olomide, which was the early beginning of January. And we're meant to continue with the project, but for some reason it got on the standby, and that's what I've been up to since then, and still learning new skills. I'm grateful for God giving me a beautiful family and a beautiful friends and loved one, and anyone that I'm involved with at the moment, working together. I'm so grateful for that, and also being alive with the whole pandemic, and you know how that's been. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Well, it's a good question. As you know, COVID came along, and so work was busy due to all of the stress with that situation, but fortunately things have calmed down from that point of view. Other than that, just been progressing in my career. I've moved up a stage. As you know, I'm a trauma and orthopedic surgery registrar. I've moved hospitals, getting more confident in my abilities, and just enjoying the job more and more. And outside of work, just kind of enjoying living in London. I've started my own business, and just enjoying the treats of being young and being a professional. I'm grateful for my family. I'm very lucky to have a good relationship with my mum and my dad and my sisters, and they're people who give me a lot of support, and I'm extremely grateful for them. Other than that, I'm grateful for my health. Particularly during COVID and just working in a hospital environment, you really appreciate just being in good health. And finally, I'm very appreciative of life in general, but mainly just being financially stable. That's something that you take for granted.
For someone starting in my field, I'll just recommend for them to shoot. At the end of the day, photography is all about practice makes perfect. So the more you shoot, the better you'll become. So our latest interview was obviously only a couple of months ago. So I've just been getting back into the wedding flow with things opening up. But hopefully from June onwards, we'll be taking a lot more weddings and lifestyle photography. So the three things I'm grateful for: one, definitely health, obviously with the current climate that we're in. Thank God for good health. Secondly, would definitely be my family. having the people around me as close as possible. And 3, I'll take friends as well, having support, people that are able to come together, have a good time. And again, with lockdown lifting, we're going to hopefully have a good time outside as well.
Surround yourself with like-minded people who lift you higher, inspire you, and just enjoy the process and embrace the mistakes and just love what you do. I'm grateful for my family, my friends and my mental health. I'm just so happy with the support that I've been given, and during lockdown just to have the time to create music that I love and focus on me.
Words to Nike, just do it. Trust in God, trust in yourself, trust in the process, and just do it, man. Doing a bit of radio, no signal radio, planning my own personal stuff, so I've got a show coming for you guys, and in rehearsals, acting. 3 things I'm grateful for in my life are my relationship with God, my family, and that 3rd one's a good one, my friends.
Since my last interview, I managed to sign a management deal with my management team. I've also been writing for some producers in Denmark, and I've had a bit of radio coverage in the UK. And I'm currently working on a project myself.
So in the first lockdown, I released a single called Higher. Sorry, I got distracted.
Second question, take 3.
In the first lockdown, I released a single called Higher, supporting Mind Charity for mental health, and that got picked up by BBC Introducing, so that was really exciting. I've been currently working on new music this year, and I've got a single called Golden coming out on the 21st of June.
So the last interview that I had with you guys, it was based around what I was doing since I came back to the UK, and that was that I was actually coming back to work on my 2nd album. Now, since then, I'm still currently working on my 2nd album, but I am now and have incorporated my record label, which is Lone Boy Records, and we are looking for authentic talent, which obviously the UK has, so I'm trying to give back to the UK creative scene and obviously give back to what the UK have to offer when it comes to artists as well in the music industry as well. So that's kind of what I've been up to, and just been up to the stacks with the record label and obviously doing my own personal projects with the album as well. 3 things. I'm grateful for, I guess, the struggle that I've been through to the comfortability that I am currently now. My friends and family for the support system that I have. And then I guess it would be just the future. What I'm looking forward to the future. That's the thing that I'm really excited about. But that goes in hand with just doing what I'm loving. That's what I'm grateful for.
So since the last interview, obviously lockdown and the pandemic happened. So I was working hard and involved in all the activities of trying to deal with elective surgery during COVID. Since then, I've moved hospitals. I've got a bit further into my training. As you know, I'm a trauma and orthopedic surgery registrar. I've started my own business as well, and just kind of enjoying lockdown slowly lifting and starting to enjoy life again.
So my words of wisdom would be to try and experiment. When I first started out, I knew I wanted to work in the area of marketing, but then I explored PR and explored events, brand partnerships. There's different areas that you can get your teeth stuck into. So I would definitely say try and experiment. You don't have to have it all figured out from day one. Since my latest interview, I have been working in entertainment marketing, and I've actually moved over to a global Since my last interview, I am still working in entertainment marketing, and I've moved over into a global entertainment marketing firm. Nope, sorry, that's wrong, sorry. Since my last interview, I'm still working in entertainment marketing, and I've moved over into a global entertainment company, so it's really, really exciting. I've also launched a podcast called the Success After 30 podcast, and it's about, like I said, not having it all figured out by the age of 30. So we talk to people about their careers, about relationships, and just giving advice to people who might need it. I'm super grateful for my family and the health of my family considering this global pandemic. I'm also super grateful for the opportunities that my career has allowed me to have. And I'm very grateful for the women that I have around me. They uplift me, challenge me, champion me, speak for me, and give me that support that I need to keep pushing on in this world.
I'm grateful for free will, music, and my family.